Following the public meeting, staff will continue the technical review process associated with the application, and the applicant may make any necessary revisions to the development proposal. And once the review process concludes, a staff recommendation report would be brought forward to council for their consideration. And all comments received through the review process, including those received at the neighborhood and public meetings, would be identified and addressed in the staff report and would form part of staff's recommendation on the application. So that's really it for the planning application process and what everyone can expect after tonight's meeting. So I'll now move on to the applicant's presentation. As I mentioned, the development proposal will be presented first, followed by a question and comment period. So with us tonight, we have Kyle Galvin from Innovative Planning Solutions, and he will be presenting the development proposal on behalf of the owner. And the proposal is for a proposed zoning bylaw amendment application to rezone the lands from general commercial to mixed use corridor with site-specific provisions to permit the development of a 5-story residential building containing 44 units. So on that note, I will now hand the meeting controls over to Kyle so he can share his presentation. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. Just give me 1 second here. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, hopefully everyone can see this. My name is Kyle Galvin. I'm a planning here with Innovative Planning Solutions here on behalf of the applicant regarding an application for zoning bylaw amendment for the lands located at 729 and 733 Essa Road. The subject lands are highlighted in red in this image. They have an approximate size of 0.28 hectares or 2,815 square meters. The lands have an approximate 52.4 meters of frontage along Essa Road, which is a municipal arterial road. Currently, 2 single attached residential dwellings exist on the property, both with their own driveway access to Essa Road. The topography of the site is generally flat, and the surrounding land uses include residential to the south, commercial to the north and east, and residential, institutional, and industrial to the west. This slide depicts the existing conditions of both properties. On the left is 729 Essa Road looking west, and on the right is 733 Essa Road looking northwest. This slide illustrates the land use designation that currently applies to the subject lands. As shown on the left, the lands are designated as general commercial in the city's official plan. The lands directly abutting the site are also designated general commercial. Across Essa Road, shown in purple, there's a small portion of land fronting Essa, which is designated industrial, that connects to a larger industrial area to the east. Southeast across Essa Road is designated institutional, shown in blue. Southwest of the property on the same side of Essa Road as the subject site are residential designated lands. To the west of the subject site is a small environmental protected area and open green space, before a large area of residential designated land shown in yellow. As shown on the right, the lands are on a secondary intensification corridor. The official plan states that residential intensification is encouraged in a number of general locations in the city and shall be focused in the urban growth center, intensification nodes, intensification corridors, and the major transit station areas identified on Schedule I of the plan. This includes the subject site. This slide illustrates the zoning that currently applies to the subject lands. The lands are currently zoned commercial 4 with special provision 334 and holding provision 78 in the city zoning bylaw. The special provisions in the current zoning pertain to commercial development, which are not contemplated in the proposal. As you can see, there are large areas of residential lands to the south and west of the subject site, as well as on the north side of Mapleview Drive, shown in yellow. There are parks and open spaces areas to the west, shown in green. There are commercial areas to the north at the intersection of Essa and Mapleview Drive, shown in pink. There is industrial zone land to the east, shown in purple, and institutional land to the southeast, shown in blue. This slide displays the subject lands noted by the star, illustrating the land's position relative to the surrounding land uses. Surrounding uses include low and medium density residential to the south, north, and west. There's Redfern Park to the west. There are commercial uses at the intersection of Essa Road and Mapleview Drive and adjacent to the rear of the property. There are educational uses across Essa Road to the east, and there is a large industrial area to the east fronting both sides of Mapleview Drive. There is also a recent development application for the lands located at the northeast corner of the intersection of Essa Road and Mapleview Drive. This slide shows the site of the active development application relative to the subject site. The application is to develop the property with a high-density mixed-use development containing 12 buildings ranging in height from 1 to 27 stories. I'm not here this evening to speak about this development application, but I wanted to note it as it is in proximity to the subject site. This slide depicts the conceptual site plan. Designed by ISM Architects, the development proposal includes a 46-unit, 5-story condo building fronting onto Essa Road. The height of the building is proposed at 17.2 meters. The two existing driveways have been consolidated into one access point at the northeast corner of the property, adjacent to the commercial building. The drive aisle passes through the building at the ground level. Landscaping is proposed around the perimeter of the property to provide buffer to the neighboring properties. Parking is located at the rear of the building and includes 50 spaces, including 2 barrier-free spaces. The main entrance to the lobby area of the proposal is located in the northern portion of the building. Live-work units are proposed for the ground level of the proposal, and with each unit including a separate entrance to Essa Road. Municipal services are present and available to service the proposal. This slide depicts the proposal looking southwest. You can see the drive aisle which goes through the building to the parking area at the rear. You can also see the ground floor live work units with direct access to the sidewalk, as well as a lobby entrance. The building will be designed with high quality materials. This image shows the proposal looking northwest from Essa Road. In this image, you can see the proposal including inset balconies which front onto Essa Road. You can also see some landscape treatments. These elevations depict the front and rear facades of the proposed building, the front facing Essa Road and the back facing the parking area. As you can see, the building is highly articulated with horizontal and vertical architectural features. These elevations depict the north and south facades of the building. The zoning bylaw amendment proposes to rezone the property from general commercial 4 to mixed use area 2 with special provisions. The current zoning does not allow residential uses on the subject site, where the mixed use zoning permits a wide range of commercial, institutional, and residential uses with a height limit of 16.5 meters. Special provisions will be sought to permit the proposed building. We have completed a zoning analysis for the proposed development as illustrated in this chart. I will not go through the entire chart, but the first column represents what is currently permitted by the existing bylaw. The second is the standard zoning for the mixed-use corridor zone, and the third is the proposed zoning. Highlighted in yellow are the special provisions that will be sought, including the front yard setback and height of the building. 88% of the proposed building meets the front yard setback, with only 12% falling below the standard, which is to accommodate the proposed exit stairwell. The height of the building is less than 1 meter above the standard zoning. The design of the proposal has been developed in accordance with the City of Barrie official plan, the City of Barrie Urban Design Guide Manual, and the City of Barrie Intensification Area Urban Design Guidelines. Efforts have been made to meet or exceed all standards within these guidelines, including building and siting, parking areas, landscaping, and environmental features. A shadow impact study will also be part of the application. This slide depicts the reports and studies that will form the submission application. I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm happy to speak to any of the requirements if you have questions regarding any of the studies. I'll give you a second to look over the list. In conclusion, this development represents an appropriate level of intensification within Barrie's built-up area. The lands are along a secondary intensification corridor and provide an appropriate transition from low-rise residential to commercial uses. Live-work units allow for flexible workspaces in the current employment climate. The lands make efficient use of existing services, and the proposal is consistent with applicable planning policies. Thank you for your time. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have regarding the proposal, and I can bring up any of the previous slides if you'd like to go back and see them.